Pavilion in beautiful Melbourne, Victoria, Australia for this epic event. I'm Cyrus Fees. I'm joined from the AFL's Matty Pilias, and of course, my partner in crime from the USA, Mr. Casey Oxennight. And we do have an epic event for you right here on epicenter.tv, where you can see all the fights wherever you are in the world. First, let's send it off here to Matty. Melbourne is a buzz about this fight. Everybody is talking about the AFC making the return to Melbourne and this humongous card.
Yeah, look, it's great. All of Melbourne's excited. Biggest MMA card in Australia. Some great fights, a quality card, and the sporting capital of the world Melbourne's known as, and they're all here at Flemington tonight for the AFC fall.
No doubt about it. Now, Casey, everybody's talking about the co-main event and the main event. We're talking big-time heavyweights right here at the Pavilion.
When you say big, that's an understatement. We're talking massive here. We're talking about the undercard, Donnie Diesel Lester and the Chief Peter Graham, and then of course in the main event we got big, sexy, coming out of the United States of America, Sean McCorkle taking on the one and only Soa Paleli from right here in Australia.
Oh, wow, man. Not to mention we have a fantastic undercard. Let's take a look at it right here. It'll be Zach Hook taking on Regan Neoh. It'll be Anthony Fongas and Kanan Palliser. Looking forward to that fight. Jack Bone Shand taking on Dean Pernin. Also David Gibb, Mikey Batula. We're looking forward to that fight. Mikey Batula with a great outing at AFC number 3. Zine Saliba taking on Vic the Spartan Grujic. You've seen Vic the Spartan before. This guy's been everywhere getting big-time wins, Mike.
Yeah, and very intense man as well. We saw him backstage. He's fired up. That's going to be a cracking fight.
No doubt about it, Matty. And then we move on to the judokas. We have Daniel Kelly, a man that has made the Olympic team 4 different times, taking on Fabio Galeb, the more experienced mixed martial artist. Casey, I can't wait to see this one. Kelly is amazing.
Well, Kelly is absolutely amazing, but you know, Galab, he has been around the block, and that's one thing when you talk about matching these judoka with these experienced mixed martial artists, you never know what's going to happen.
Then you look at Ivo DeSantos, another Olympic judoka, taking on Callum Lewis, a man that was this close to being on the Tough Smashes TV show. Everybody's ready to see what Callum Lewis can do.
Yeah, look, very big male on Callum Lewis. He's very good. Very unlucky to miss out on the Ultimate Fighter in Australia. How will he go against an Olympian, though? Big test for Callum.
Oh, it's going to open a lot of doors right here at the AFC. Then the big co-main event, it is Peter the Chief Graham taking on Donnie the Diesel Lester. A little bit inexperienced as far as the pro game. You have a lot invested in this fight, Casey. Let's talk about it.
Well, Donnie Diesel Lester, he has worked tremendously hard, had ups and downs in his life. He is 38 years old. He is getting his shot tonight against a legend in Peter the Chief Graham, who's done virtually everything in this sport.
Now, Matty, you were a little worried that we wouldn't be calling this thing biased, but we're going right down the middle.
Yeah, look, I know you guys are very close to Donnie. Big Lester, he's a very big man. He's a very good friend of both of you. And, you know, it's a very important fight for him. So I'm just a little bit worried for all the Australians here and all the Melburnians if you guys will call this even. So I'll just have to look after both of you during that fight.
Right down the middle, Matty. And then the main event that is literally going to shake the core of the continent of Australia. We're talking about Soa the Hulk Paleli. He is the AFC heavyweight champion, taking on Sean Big Sexy McCorkle, guy just recently on the UFC roster. Of course, got the big win over Mark Hunt. Everybody wants to see this fight, Casey. How huge is this going to be?
Well, it's huge because Sean McCorkle is never at a loss for words. This guy can rap, you know. And then, of course, Soa Paleli, he's from right here in Australia. He is a huge fan favorite, and he has got a lot of big shoes to fill tonight.
I'm telling you, both of these guys have a ton of confidence, and both of them are this close to making that jump right back into the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Zach Hook heading over top of the ropes, Andre the Giant style. I love it.
And let's go to Perry Kell, the great Perry Kell, the great ring announcer for our first fight.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, the opening contest of AFC 4, proudly brought to you by Adam Malenkovic. Our first contest, ladies and gentlemen, 3x3 minute rounds, 66 kilogram weight division, proudly brought to you by Transformation Inc. When the action begins, our referee in charge is Mr. Ignatius Miscellanies. Firstly, to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, training out of Siopalista MMA. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter. Official weight 65.2 kilograms. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. Tonight we're in the black Hayabusa fight shorts, making his pro MMA debut. And fighting out of Geelong, please welcome Regan Neoh. And is fighting to my left, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Trail Dowie from Dominance MMA. This man is a Muay Thai fighter. Official weight 65.5 kilograms. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. Tonight we're in the all red fight shorts. There's a professional fight record of 2 fights for 1 win. Fighting out of Burwood, please welcome Zach Hook. Fighters to centering, please, for final instructions.
And here we are getting started with our first fight of the night. It is Zach Hook and Regan Neoh. Once again, we're very excited to start it off with some featherweight action. A lot of fast stuff going on here, and they do have that deceptive power. You don't think they do, but oh man, when they connect, it is serious. And both these guys are in great shape. It's going to be interesting to see what we got.
First fight of the night, AFC 4, Melbourne Pavilion.
Seconds out, round one.
Yes, this is what it's all about.
Regan Neoh wasting no time, closing the distance on the Thai boxer and Zach Hook.
That's right, he is definitely pushing the action here, getting things started. Regan Neoh wasting no time, taking it to the corner, taking it to the ropes.
We got Zach Hook, took the underhook, but
Got his back.
Zach Hook on the back of Regan Neoh with the rear naked choke. It might be over right now.
Gentlemen, this is quick. Could we really see?
He doesn't seem to have it under his. He doesn't seem to have it under his neck, but
he's closing.
Yeah, Regan fighting out of it, trying to fight out of it.
Yeah, not the
Still
best
in
position.
plenty of danger, though.
The hooks are in as Zach Hook tries to become the first dominance fighter, the first winner on AFC number 4.
He's really got to hold those wrists.
Yeah, Zach Hook squeezing with all of his might. Going to the body triangle now.
Really got on his back
nasty.
fast, didn't he, guys?
So painful when you have that body triangle, and it fatigues you so much.
I'm very impressed with Regan Neoh, his defense so far. He could have given up.
Underneath the neck there. Zach Hook has the choke under the neck right now. If he can secure that other arm, he may have it.
Feedback about Regan, very tough guys, a lot of heart.
Pulling back.
Can we see Dominance MMA get the first victory at AFC number 4? He looks very much in it. Regan, he looks like he's doing fine right now, Casey. You've been in this position. You teach jiu-jitsu.
It looks like Regan, he's going to really need to put his back to the mat like he did, but Zach Hook did exactly what he needed to. He got on top of it now. Regan Neoh in the guard of Zach Hook, and he's raining down shots.
That right hand really hurt.
Nice elbow.
Regan Neoh right off the bat throwing some serious elbows there. We thought he was in trouble, but he does get the big reversal. He is on top in half guard, and we're going to see what Regan Neoh can do if he can finish this fight.
Yeah,
Both these guys evenly matched, I would say.
It's really important that Regan Neoh compose himself right now, because Zach Hook, you don't know how good his jiu-jitsu is. He can lock on an armbar, lock on a triangle out of nowhere, so you really have to stay composed. But man, those elbows, they are blazing right now.
What a turnaround, guys.
Absolutely. We didn't know what was going to happen there in the beginning. We thought it was going to be a quick
hammer
fight.
Fist. All right, here we go. Double underhook by Regan Neoh.
The legs are up there in position.
Oh, nice pass.
Fantastic pass there by Regan Neoh, turning the tables on Zach Hook.
Have you noticed Zach Hook has that underhook with his left arm? He's turned away, but he did. It looks like he lost it. He did momentarily have that left underhook.
Very smart with the knees to the back there, to the backside by Regan Neoh, really working Zach Hook over. And we are nearing the end of round number 1.
Regan's going to have to move. He's going to have to move. He's going to go for the finish now. Good defense by Zach Hook, and he holds it out. Definitely round 1 goes to Regan.
Saved by the bell,
Proudly
if
brought to
you
you by
will.
Transformation Inc. and
These
Shingroo.
featherweights, but like we said, they have great conditioning. Both of them look like they're still very much in the fight. They're great trained, a lot of endurance in this fight. Neither one of these guys look phased, although there was a lot of punishment dished out in that first round.
That's the thing, man. These guys can get busy and not worry about burning out like
Big
the
thank you
larger
there to
athletes
GNC
do.
Pump
So
Fuel.
you're going to see this kind of action typically all 3 rounds.
Absolutely. What a great turnaround there. I'll tell you what, Casey, let's look at this fight. Who do you think got this round? As you can see right here on the footage, we're looking at a replay. He almost had it, but it was great defense by Regan Neoh.
It was close. You know, it's hard to call because how close did Zach Hook really have the choke? You know, how close was it? But, man, you cannot discount Regan's elbows, the big shots that he rained down on top. Those did damage for sure. So it depends on how these judges are looking at the fight. I'll probably give it to Regan.
I think you might be right. He had a great comeback, great reversal. And we are going to round number 2. This one is on fire, and the crowd is loving it here at the Melbourne Pavilion.
Great start for AFC 4, guys.
Absolutely.
Round 2.
Round number 2, and Regan Neoh is pushing the action once again, as he did in the first round, putting Zach Hook up against the ropes.
Working the swims, you know, working against the ropes and working against the cage, 2 entirely different things, man. You really got to know what you're doing when you work that clinch on the ropes. Oh, here we go. It's a scramble, but Regan ends up on top. Beautiful.
He is on top, Regan Neoh. Like I said, I think I will have to agree with you on that, Casey, that I think he did edge out that first round. We'll see what the judges have to say if we get to that point.
It's more
Big
of the
elbows
same right here. More of the same for Regan. He's dropping those elbows. Zach Cook really needs to get busy. He needs to get a sweep, or he needs to stand back up.
People don't understand how serious those elbows can be. Those short shots with the elbow are ridiculous, man. They can slice you right open at any moment, Matty.
He does them well, Regan, and on top, he's very dangerous.
I agree. We're going to see if we have any. We haven't seen many attempts maybe for a triangle or anything from the bottom.
Oh, nice spike elbows by Zach Cook from the bottom, though. He is going to have to be really, really busy, though, and start to set up those subs to get any kind of scoring for this round.
If you're Zach Cook, you want to get back up to your feet. He didn't get enough time to do so.
Well, he is slated as a tie boxer, so Zach Cook definitely seems to want it up on the feet.
Regan just turned him around here as well, guys.
You got to believe that his corner is telling him to scramble and get up to his feet at all costs.
There we go. It's a scramble again. But Regan just relentless with that guard pass.
Very impressive outing here by Regan
Knee on
Neoh.
belly. I assume he's attempting to mount right now. Here we go.
We could get a possibility
Beautiful transition to mount.
of an arm triangle here. Casey, what are we trying to get here? Possibly a head and arm choke?
Well, right now, I think he's looking to secure. You never know. Oh, that's what I was worried about. When you cradle that head that way and you don't separate those arms, you run the risk of getting turned over. Now let's see how good the guard of Regan is and how good the top that Zach Hook possesses.
When you have a guy that's a Muay Thai boxer, when he's lauded as that, you want him to get back up to his feet, right, Casey?
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, big shot by Regan Neoh.
You caught it perfectly, Cyrus, and they're back and they're fighting in the corner.
Oh, nice knee. That's the thing, man. Regan is just so relentless. He is pushing forward. He is making this an ugly fight. He is not Thai boxing Zach Hook. You don't Thai box a Thai boxer.
Great clinch work here. Quick, short shots with the elbows. Regan Neoh trying to end this one early on Zach Hook. The Dominance MMA crowd is definitely in attendance here.
Got to watch for the guillotine here. Oh. I see a possible break in Zach Hook right now, man. He dropped. He's not really being very active.
His mouth was opening in two, Casey. His mouth was opening. He's going to
yeah, absolutely. And he's not really working that half guard. If you're going to work half guard in MMA, you've really got to move, man, because you can get hurt from that position. Great tournament position, but not great in the mixed martial arts game.
Look at these elbows.
Oh, my goodness.
Regan Neoh once again finishing on top. Fantastic round for Regan Neoh. You got to believe he has round number 2 there. Round 1 still may be up in the air. So if Zach Hook can have a fantastic round 3, we can make this thing very interesting if this thing does go to the judges. Like I said, there's so much endurance by these guys, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens if we do go to the judges.
If I were in Zach Hook's corner, I would be looking for the finish. I would say, go out there, leave it all on the table. If you've got anything left in the tank at all, go out there, make this finish happen, because if not, I think Regan takes it home.
Once again, we do want to bring up our fantastic sponsors. First Sheen Group and First Impressions, they were the sponsors for Anna Hyberian and Belinda Sedgwick, which that fight did not happen due to an injury. And of course, the sponsor of this bout is Transformation Incorporated. Great sponsors here for AFC number 4. Live on Epicenter.tv, bringing the fights to where you are. Epicenter.tv. There's Transformation Incorporated, another great company, brought to you with AFC at number 4 as we go to the third and final round. Gentlemen, I'm excited about this one to see what we can do here.
Third and final round.
Here we go, meet in the middle. Regan doing more of the same, moving in, but he better watch for that guillotine choke.
Right off the bat.
Zach Hook securing that guillotine choke.
That's very deep,
Not
Casey.
very good. He's got the closed guard around it. He's pulling tight.
Oh, he's in trouble right up against the ropes.
If I were Regan, I would be grabbing that wrist and pulling that wrist to the chest, man.
We saw this in the beginning. We saw Regan Neoh survive that rear naked choke. Can he survive the guillotine choke?
This looks tighter, guys.
We'll see. And if Zach Hook can get his hips out to the left, he could really secure more on this choke.
Now, if you can't get the finish,
and he escapes.
If you hold on for too long, Casey, you can really tire yourself out.
You sure will. You'll burn those those biceps right out, and make it hard for you. And that, especially when you come out of something like that, Regan Neoh, he's definitely going to come throwing the elbows after that.
Fantastic way to get things started here. Of course, the betting line on this one, it was $1.60 on the dollar for Regan Neoh, and Zach Hook, $2 on the dollar for Zach Hook. So we did have Regan Neoh coming in as the favorite in this one, and he's showing it.
Man.
Big elbows. but great credit to Zach Hook for hanging in there after taking so much elbows and so many big strikes on the bottom. He's definitely hanging in there. Great endurance, great showing by these featherweights.
Yeah, and I think that Regan is he seems to be the more powerful of the two. When he gets on top, he stays there. When Zach reverses him, it looks like that Zach really can't establish any sort of control before Regan reverses him and gets back on top.
Yeah, look, and he's controlling this round now. Got out of that choke, and very similar to the first round when he got out of the choke, and he's really stayed on top of the second half.
You have to remember this. This is his pro debut. This is big for Regan Neoh right now, making his pro debut, and he looks like he's very seasoned, like he's had a lot of great training, and he is having a great showing here at AFC.
Zach Hook needs to move right now. He is looking for an arm triangle, maybe. If he can pass over to the other side, it could be bad news. It could be curtains for Zach Hook.
And when Casey Oxenide says curtains, that means something serious right there.
Beautiful shoulder butts.
Big shots to the head of Zach Hook, breaking him down here. Will this one go to the decision? Will it go to the judges? And if it does, you got to believe that this one's going to Regan Neoh. Gio Palacia, MMA, he is definitely having a great showing here in his first pro mixed martial arts fight.
And if you watch Regan, such beautiful control with that knee on belly. It's almost like a mount. It's almost like a crossbody. He's so compact. He has a lot of mobility. Look at that. He can transition.
Casey, sorry, I should say Zach has to get on his feet this last 25 seconds.
He has to, but does he have enough time? It doesn't appear so. We're looking at around 20 seconds right now to the end of the round. It's going to be tough, and he's in no position to get up.
Just too much pressure by Regan Neoh.
And he still doesn't look tired, Regan. Late in the third round, he still looks pretty fresh.
Well, 3 3-minute rounds, you know. I mean.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, look at this. He's really wanting to finish here.
Nice up kick on Zach Hook.
And this one will go to the judges. A round of applause from the Melbourne Pavilion. The people loved it out here in Melbourne at the Pavilion, baby, for AFC number 4. What a great way to start the event, gentlemen. Was that not great action?
What a beautiful fight.
It was nice. Great standard and exactly what the AFC 4 people wanted here. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely. This great event, so much time in between AFC number 3, 8 months nearly between AFC number 3, but they wanted to do it right. They wanted to put together a better venue, and it looks like they have a great formula here for number 4.
Yeah, and importantly, wanted to get a better card. We wanted quality opponents for SOA, quality opponents all the way through. We've got the crowd, we've got the sponsors, we've got you guys here from America, so the whole of Melbourne and Australia are very excited.
Well, we're glad to be here, and Casey, we are going to go to the official decision. Mr. Perry Cal, it's going to the scorecards. All right, we are going to the official decision right now. What a fantastic fight, getting things started. Zach Hook and Regan Neoh. Let's go to Perry Kell. Let's find out what happened in this one.
And don't forget, for all you Twitter fans, hash at AFC4, hashtag fighters to center ring, please. Proudly brought to you by Transformation. And ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. It is a unanimous decision. All 3 judges had it 30-27 for your winner, blue corner, Regan Neoh.
No surprise there. And we're going to go to the ring with Mr. Casey Oxenide talking with the very victorious Regan Neoh.
All right, I am here with your winner, Regan Neoh. Man, a huge victory over Zach Hook, the local favorite here. You know, oftentimes the fans want to see it stand, but man, you electrified this crowd with those elbows, that heavy ground and pound action. Talk about this fight.
Oh, feels good. Zach had me a little bit of trouble at the start of the fight with the back choke. It was good work by him, but I wasn't giving up that easy. Yeah, trained hard my corner. Thanks, Sporto, Carlos, John, everyone.
Well, talk a little bit about that rear naked choke. How tight was that there in the first round? Because a lot of people, my announce team over there, they were saying that it might be over. How close was it?
Yeah, it was pretty tight, but I knew I could hold on. I let it hold on a bit. I knew he was going to wear himself out a bit, and then I'd be able to take him for the 3 rounds. And that's what happened.
All right, well, you're right here at the AFC. Talk about what is next for Regan Neoh.
Go home, eat, see my wife and kid, And yeah, we'll see what comes up next. Get training, and then we'll be ready for what comes up.
Well, there you have it. Here's your winner, Regan Neoh.
And there's our first winner of the night, Regan Neoh. Let's talk a little bit about this
Coming
fight
up
here
next,
before we
the
move
Hope
on
Anthony Fogus
to our
versus
next fight.
Honey
Let's talk about
Badger,
Regan
Keenan
Neoh.
Police.